You're losing $800 a year, and you have no idea it's happening. It's not your engine, it's not your transmission, it's your tires, specifically the air pressure in them. And whether you're driving a sedan, a pickup truck, an SUV, or even a lifted 4x4, wrong tire pressure is costing you money, destroying your tires, and making your vehicle dangerous. Let me show you exactly how much. I tested this on 3 different vehicles, a Honda Civic, a Ford F-150, and a Jeep Wrangler on 35-inch tires. Same tests, underinflated, overinflated, and proper pressure, and the results are gonna blow your mind. But before I show you those numbers, you need to understand something. Tire pressure isn't just about comfort or tire life. It affects literally everything your vehicle does: braking, handling, fuel economy, even how much weight you can safely carry. And here's the thing nobody tells you. The right tire pressure isn't some universal number. I'm talking about your vehicle's specific recommended pressure, and most people have no idea what that is. First test, fuel economy, because this is where you're bleeding money every single day. The Department of Energy says that for every 1 psi you're low across all 4 tires, you lose 0.2% in fuel economy. 1 psi doesn't sound like much, but let's do the math. Average car tires are supposed to be at 35 psi, but studies show that 50% of vehicles on the road are running 10 psi low. 10! That's almost 30% underinflated. At 10 psi low, you're losing 2% fuel economy. If you drive 15,000 miles a year, get 30 miles per gallon, and gas is $4, that's $2,000 a year in gas. 2% of that is $40 a year wasted. But here's where it gets worse. Trucks and SUVs. The F-150 I tested is supposed to run at 35 psi front, 65 rear when loaded. Most people, they just put 35 in all 4 and call it good. That rear tire is now 30 psi low. At 30 psi low, I measured a 5% drop in fuel economy. 5%! On a truck getting 20 mpg and burning $3,000 in gas a year, that's $150 wasted every year just on fuel. And for lifted trucks running bigger tires, it's even worse, because most people don't adjust their pressure after installing bigger tires. They just use the stock recommendation. But bigger tires need different pressure to carry the same load. The Jeep I tested came with stock tires at 35 psi. I put on 35-inch mud terrains. The tire shop told me to run 40 psi, but when I actually weighed the Jeep and calculated load, it needed 32. Running at 40 was overinflated by 8 psi. Now let me show you what wrong pressure does to your tires, because this is where you're really losing money.
Underinflated tires wear on the edges. Overinflated tires wear in the center. And uneven wear means you're replacing tires way sooner than you should. On the Civic, I ran one set at 25 psi for 5,000 miles. Proper pressure is 35. After 5,000 miles, the edges were worn down to 6/32. The center was still at 9. That tire lost almost 50% of its life on the edges, while the center barely wore. If that continues, the tire's done in maybe 20,000 miles instead of 50. That's a $700 set of tires wearing out in less than half the time. On the F-150, I overinflated the rears to 80 psi instead of 65. After 5,000 miles of towing, the center tread was down to 5/32, while the edges were at 8. Center wear. Classic overinflation. And here's the kicker. Tire manufacturers will deny your warranty claim if they see uneven wear caused by improper inflation. You bought expensive tires thinking they'd last 60,000 miles. They're done in 30, and you get nothing. Now let's talk about safety, because wrong pressure doesn't just cost money, it can kill you. Underinflated tires generate heat, excessive heat. The sidewalls flex more than they're designed to. The rubber breaks down, and at highway speed, that tire can fail catastrophically. I tested this with a thermal camera. At proper pressure, tires ran at about 140 degrees after 30 minutes of highway driving. At 10 psi low, they hit 190, 50 degrees hotter. Tire rubber starts breaking down around 200 degrees. You're right on the edge of failure. And for trucks towing or hauling heavy loads, underinflation is a death sentence. That F-150 is rated to tow 11,000 pounds, but only if the tires are at the correct pressure. Drop 10 psi and you've exceeded the tire's load rating. Now you're one pothole away from a blowout at 70 miles per hour with a trailer behind you. Overinflation is just as dangerous because overinflated tires have a smaller contact patch, less rubber touching the road, which means less grip. I tested braking distance. Civic at proper pressure stopped from 60 mph in 126 feet. Overinflated by 10 psi, 134 feet, 8 feet longer. That's almost a full car length. That's the difference between stopping and rear-ending someone. On the Jeep, overinflation was even worse. At 40 psi on 35-inch tires, the contact patch was tiny. The tire was riding on just the center tread. In the rain, it was borderline dangerous. Hydroplaning at 50 miles per hour, loss of traction in corners. And here's what most people don't know. Cold weather makes this worse. For every 10 degrees the temperature drops, you lose 1 to 2 psi. So if you inflated your tires in summer at 70 degrees and now it's 30 degrees in winter, you've lost 4 to 8 psi just from temperature. That means most people are driving around on underinflated tires all winter without even knowing it. And winter is when you need proper pressure the most, for traction in snow, for stopping on ice. Now, here's the fix, and it's stupidly simple. Step 1. Find your vehicle's recommended tire pressure. It's on a sticker inside the driver's door or in your owner's manual. Do not use the max pressure on the tire sidewall. That's not what you're supposed to run. Step 2. Buy a tire pressure gauge, not the cheap stick one from the gas station, a good digital gauge. 20 bucks, it'll last forever. Step 3. Check your pressure once a month, cold, before you've driven anywhere. That's when you get the most accurate reading. Step 4. Adjust for load. If you're towing, hauling, or carrying heavy cargo, you might need more pressure. Check your manual. Most trucks have a tire pressure chart that shows different pressures for different loads. For off-roaders, this is different. If you're hitting trails, you air down. Lower pressure gives you a bigger contact patch for traction. 15 to 20 psi is common for rock crawling, but you air back up before you hit the highway. Running 15 psi at 70 miles per hour will destroy your tire. And for RVs and trailers, check your pressure before every trip. Trailer tires run at higher pressure than car tires. 50 to 80 psi is normal, and they lose pressure faster because they sit unused for long periods. Let me show you the actual cost breakdown, because this is where the $800 comes from. Underinflated by 10 psi on a car driving 15,000 miles a year. Fuel loss, 40 bucks. Tire wear, cutting life in half, 350 bucks in premature replacement. Increased risk of blowout and potential accident, priceless, but let's call it $200 in insurance deductible if you're lucky. Total, $590. On a truck towing regularly, fuel loss, $150. Tire wear, $600 for a set of LT tires dying early. Risk of loaded blowout, potentially catastrophic. Total, $750 minimum. And that's every single year you're running wrong pressure. Here's what blew my mind during testing. The Civic was actually the easiest to manage. Small tires, low pressure, one number for all 4 tires. Simple. The F-150 was harder. Different pressure front and rear, different pressure loaded versus unloaded, and if you're towing, you need even more in the rears. The Jeep was the most complex, 35-inch tires with a load range E rating. Max pressure is 65, but the Jeep only weighs 5,000 pounds. Running 65 would be massively overinflated. I had to calculate the actual load per tire and work backwards to find the right pressure. Ended up at 32 psi for daily driving, 40 for highway trips, 18 for trails. Most people just guess, and they guess wrong. So here's my recommendation. Whatever you drive, car, truck, SUV, lifted rig, RV, doesn't matter. Check your pressure right now, today, before you drive anywhere else. And if you're low, don't just add a little air and call it good. Fill to the exact recommended pressure. Not close, exact.
because 2 psi might not sound like a big deal, but over a year, over 50,000 miles, over the life of your vehicle, that 2 psi is costing you hundreds of dollars and putting you at risk. Wrong tire pressure is the most expensive maintenance mistake you're making, and it's the easiest one to fix. So fix it today, right now. Your wallet will thank you, your tires will thank you, and you might just avoid a blowout that could have been prevented with 5 minutes and a tire gauge. That's it. Drop a comment with what you're driving and what pressure you're actually running. I want to see how many people are way off.